Okay, quick message. We have innocence 25 changing to 34, the power of the great. So, innocence is about aligning with divine order through purity of intent, moving without manipulation or agenda. Field stabilizes through inner truth. Okay, so the further you go along this path, the more precise and refined your actions, behavior have to be. Because any tiny distortion in the field, if you're carrying a really high frequency or a lot of power in your field, and you do something immoral out of alignment with integrity, with the highest good, your field can start unraveling. Okay, I've witnessed this more than a couple times. Okay, most of the time, the reason why this happens is because people haven't established strong moral foundations in their life. And so they move through life making decisions based on lower desires instead of higher will. Okay, so if you move through the ascension process really quickly and you get to this high level of energy expansion, light body activations, and you don't do the work of understanding basics around how you treat other people, basics around your ability to stand in integrity and alignment with the divine, then when you get to these higher fields, if you continue to make those choices and take those actions, the field begins unraveling because it cannot sustain. If you take lower based actions out of alignment with integrity, it will corrupt the field. Okay, the field cannot maintain those high levels of integrity, structure, refinement, coherence, if you, by your actions, thoughts, words, create distortions. Okay, that structure will begin unraveling. And so, what happens with an unraveling field is the Merkabas first start dissolving, then the frequency starts plummeting, then the chakras become unbalanced. They usually cannot anchor anymore because they can't carry the frequencies in the field. What else happens? The energy field becomes distorted. There's blocks, rips, tears, holes. And if you've reached a really high level of presence and being, and then you descend into that lower place, it feels horrible. I've had a lot of clients move into 5D, anchor and ground, and then they did something small and they got pushed back into 3D. And it was a lesson that they needed to learn so they didn't do it again. So it was always benevolent in the big picture. And then we just had to move them back into 5D and be like, don't do that again, because otherwise you can't hold the 5D frequencies. So it's really important to understand this isn't, there is a lot of structure to this ascension process. Most people just, I don't know if people understand the intensity of it, but it is a powerful process, and it can be quite rigid. Okay, if you're working with your field and your alignment, your coherence, and you're all over the map, energies in and out, and there's, who knows what's going on, emotional chaos and thought chaos in the mind, and the field is unstructured, you can't ascend. And you can't hold those frequencies. Like, you have to do that work. It's part of it. And it makes it less fun. But once you get there and you're in that beautiful, blissful space, your power is amplified, and not to overpower others, because that's never what it's about. It's actually about your power to bring harmony and joy and light and love to the world. Okay. And it's not escapism. It's not bypassing. It's doing the really, really deep work to refine every single distortion in your field and your light body, and then build it up so that you can truly hold the frequencies that will guide people forward. Okay, so that's what we're getting into here. Okay, so 25, this message is going to be a little bit different than what I just spoke about, but it kind of goes over the same thing because we have 25 innocence into the power of the great. And the power of the great is surge of divine force entering the light body, teaches mastery of power, purity of intention, and restraint of spiritual force. So it is essentially, I was just channeling what these energies were showing me. Okay, so innocence has to be your foundation. Okay, integrity, alignment, divine alignment, truth. Okay, those have to be your foundation as you move forward on this. You cannot hold these frequencies in the pristine state that they need to be in, your light body in the pristine state it needs to be in to ascend and access this power. If you are out of alignment and out of alignment with integrity. Okay, so that is the message today. I hope that was helpful. Sending love.